Greetings, my friends. Today we're going to talk about wolf stuff. I'm talking especially to werewolves here and anyone who struggles with their feral side. What I mean by feral side is that fierceness, that anger, especially wolves. I don't know why. Maybe more lichens or canis werewolves. Why? Why all the anger? Why all the fierceness? Why all the drive to hunt, kill, and stuff? Why? Why? And I'm sure that other stereotypes, such as lions, other predators, any game, we all feel the same. We're so fucking angry all the time, and no one knows why. You know what? It is totally normal. It's our soul trying to express the inner primitive primal state of mind that our animal has. Humans and animals do not think the same, do not feel the same. We should, but we don't. And the animal side of ours is trying to compensate, and there's so much uh, conditioned. We've been conditioned all of our life to behave a certain way, to be normal as humans, and it's so frustrating. It feels like caging the wolf inside, right? Or the animal. Can be a lion, can be a hyena, can be anything. It feels like this is especially for predators, stereotypes. It can be dragons too, it can be any kind of otherkins with animalistic uh, the drive to hunt, the drive to fight, the drive to not to be violent. Not for normal wolves anyway, but you know that aura, that energy you emanate, and as if you feel dangerous but unstable. You know, dangerous all the time, but not actually violent unless it's necessary. Kind of energy that you give to people and it scares them away. You always feel angry because you think that, you know, this is the way of our soul to express the way that it's to way to contain. It's also part of our personality. Personality predators are, as you know, killers. They kill only to survive, not by pleasure. And you have to understand this. Animals do not kill by pleasure. They do not understand this concept. They only do what they have to do. Once I had a dream, and the dream went like this. I was with my mom, and we were driving on a carriage. Carriage? Sorry about the English. Um, and there was a horse pulling the carriage. And suddenly, out of nowhere, on the road itself, beautiful road, you know, like medieval type of road and trees and stuff. But suddenly, a wolf pack came out of nowhere in my dream. And I jumped on the ground itself, and I joined them. I just went on four, and I went right for the kill. You know, I saw that alpha wolf, and it kind of barked at me, and I knew what it meant, even if I didn't understand it like words. It really felt like I knew what to do at that moment, and I went for the right leg, and then the horse fell on me because it lost its balance, and I was probably killed or something. I don't know. I woke up. I remember my mom's just like running away, and the horse was very scared, but I didn't feel any pleasure doing so. It just felt like, oh, I had to feed my family. There was nothing. It was not a bad ambush. It was something I needed to do to help the pack, and it wasn't something mean. It wasn't personal. We just needed food. You know what I mean? And that's it. Animals don't feel, they don't think in as such things as evil and good. Animals don't. They just do things because they have to. Survival instincts, the drive of food, it's what they need to survive. Animals are very primal, primitive. They have a primal mind, primitive. All they do is react to the environment. They're very intelligent and they can analyze, of course, but they mainly react and have strong instincts that lead them from one place to another. And they have tools like very good senses to lead them to their goals. And they have developed senses. And the anger, like, what? Why? I think it's because we are predators. As simple as that. Because we fight for hierarchy, we fight to survive and eat food, we fight to hunt, we fight for so many reasons. Like we have to be on our strongest all the time because it's a matter of survival at this point. Because if you're the last wolf, for example, you can be taken as an emissary and people would just like start to bully you. Other wolves would try to kick you out and you're only gonna be the one left behind that has barely anything to eat but that has no choice to stay. There's so many things that wolves, they have so many reasons to feel angry, but it's not anger per se. And you have to understand this. It's not anger, it's just this very primal drive, this primal fierce energy that you emit all the time. It might look that frustrating, but wolves are very unstable. Very good creature. They do not attack people, they do not attack things they don't need. But they are very unpredictable, especially toward each other, toward strangers, toward people from other packs, animals from other herds, intruders, and other pack members, other animal of their species too, because of the territory. And it's just a natural drive. It's fierceness. It's what makes us alive, strong. It's this warning we give to others. Hey, I'm gentle, I'm nice, but don't mess with me. Don't come into my territory. Don't mess with my people. It's just normal. We're very territorial. Like I have problems with my neighbors sometimes because wolves. Usually wolves kill other pack members. Like not pack members, but other wolf packs that comes into the territory, and anything that looks like a canine or a wolf or coyote, fox, they kill on sight. Even dogs. But this is very hard for me and other wolf therians as well. That part when you have to deal with uh, the try to be nice to your neighbors when they're doing stupid things. Like my neighbors used to be very noisy and everything, and it took months. And they drove me crazy, and I went feral. I went feral as fuck. The cop had to come here, and that's how I knew how that it was very important for me to balance things in my life, so it doesn't happen again. I didn't do anything, but I almost crossed the wall. Crossed the wall, yeah, with a table, threatening my neighbors to fucking kill them. I didn't do it. Like the cops came and I explained how I had an anxiety panic because it was true. My neighbors were really noisy with a dog and children, and they were very like such pains in the ass, and everyone around the neighbors. I was in an apartment back then. It was crazy, and I had this constant anger, and I figured out this anger came from my anxiety. I noticed that especially predators were all, well, yeah, prey too, but animals in general were more anxious, careful, alert to the environment, and we hear everything. Everything, the tiniest noise gets on the nerves. Everything we hear everything. And every change in the air, change in the environment stresses the fuck out of us. And this anxiety often translates as anger. But this is not like real anger. It's more like defensive kind of anger, if you know what I mean. And it's a necessary anger at some point, but you gotta learn how to control your anxiety around people, especially around people. You can end up like me and have a lot of social anxiety, and this is not cool. So you really need to understand the wolf and other especially predatory animals of all kinds. We have this anger that often comes from the anxiety of being always alert and territorial and stuff like that. But it's mostly and mainly defensive behavior. It becomes offensive when someone provokes us, right? When we feel like triggered as fuck, right? And this is not fun. And it's like the tiniest things gets on our nerve because we hate change. We hate anything that can stress us in the environment, and everything feels like it needs to be put down because it's scary. It's not supposed to happen. It's sudden. It's whew, overwhelming. So yeah, anxiety and predatory animals, but also the fierceness, the primal fierce instinct of killing and hunting and fighting each other. It's just a natural instinct, and this anger comes from all these reasons at the same times. And if you're not balanced, if you have problems dealing with your animal sides, you need to balance these and try to chill the fuck out because you have to be in control all of the time. And anger is gonna be hard. Don't be too hard on yourself. Make baby steps. Try to learn patience. Desensitize yourself in the worst environments possible with the most noise possible. Like even if you're at home, especially when you're at home and you need peace. In vulnerable moment when you're stressed out, tired, or whatever, try to put some noises and try to just sometimes, not all the time. Okay, you need to rest, you need to relax, but sometimes you need to desensitize to the to become a lot less sensible to the noises and sounds. And you gotta go out, and the less you're gonna go out, the more you're gonna do social anxiety, the more aggressive you'll become, defensive, whatever. And people's gonna notice that. They're gonna be scared of you. You need to manage yourself to make a man or a lady of yourself, and grow the hell up and become a grown, balanced animal that can be civilized around people, but still yourself. You can still feel this killing or dangerous kind of energy vibes and emanate it even if you want, but always be nice with people around. I know a lot of you guys are misanthrope, which is hating on humans. This is very common in otherkins communities and therians communities. I am a bit misanthrope myself because a lot of humans are stupid and do not know what to do, especially around therians and otherkins. They don't know how to act because they don't know about us. But to be honest, we are the cringe and alien creatures to their eyes. You always say, oh, I feel like an alien because no one understands me, so I feel lonely and blah blah blah, so I hang out with people I know and like that can understand how I feel. Yeah, I get that. But the humans outside, they don't understand us either. We feel like the aliens to them. We're like the cringe people. And humans hate what's different. They're scared. And they can lash out and bully. So don't give them the weapons if you're not like 1000% sure that the person's gonna take it well. Don't talk about this. It's personal. It's no one's business. You can have this wonderful double secret life and just talk about it with people who are on the same wolf magic path than you are. You know, animals have their own medicine and magic. They have their own feelings, their own way of thinking. They're not humans. But we still have a human body, even if you don't want to accept it, and we have to live in society. And this anger of yours, you need to control and learn how to balance. You need to learn to surrender to it, to recognize it, to acknowledge it without judgment, to try to pinpoint what gets on your nerve the most and try to work on that, and a little step every day, like I do in therapy, because I have to be in therapy because of a few reasons, and this is one of them. Like my anger burst, and why am I so angry all the time? And we're working hard, and I've noticed that anxiety and some kind of triggers, they're like patterns that come back and forth. So you gotta know yourself better and understand what pisses your wolf off the most, or your animal the most, and try to work on that a bit every day. I think that's about everything I wanted to cover. I just want you to know to not be ashamed of what you are. It might feel hard sometimes to lash out, but we're so conditioned and caged as animal souls, because we're forced to live like humans, and they don't understand. It can be frustrating and it feels lonely, and I understand the anger. You're not alone, but you still need to control it and balance it and become a responsible adult. You can do it. I believe in you, my friend. Have a wonderful night, a wonderful day, wherever you are. Bye bye. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like if you like my content, if you want to see more content just like this.